Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Light here, and it's time for us to continue with our Ace Attorney Chronicles adventure here. So, last time we had quite the twist. We had an undercover inspector among us, so I'm curious as to what that is gonna bring. So let's continue. Alright. That in your professional capacity as police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Oh yeah, that's right. Would that be correct? No boy. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. Oh. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So she was there. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the borough. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. Oh, are we getting close to the finale? But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Huh? Exclamation mark. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on us. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. All the dots. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Cosima? Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. An Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty. But what is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. Exclamation mark. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Yeah, well, the truth is more important than that. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Ooh. Inspector Hasanoga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Oh my god. Oh. Nothing will get in my way. Yeah! Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Oh my goodness. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before we continue. Oh wow, 30 minutes. Okay. To be continued. Oh wow, we were close to a pretty good stopping point last time, huh? Yes, please, save my current progress. Continue and save it into slot 1. Yes, please. Okay. The 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Lobby. Or Antechamber, sorry. Antechamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat. Your eyes popping. Oh my gosh. Your knees knocking and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Sure. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Exclamation mark. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain. Is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then... on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up, I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Hey, he's back. Professor Mikotowa. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. Nicely said. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma. Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Great. Thanks. Thanks a lot. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. Me too. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. A gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Exclamation mark. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you. Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Dependent Naruhodo. Oh, these guys again. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. Oh, hey. They said please. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them. Kazuma. What? Thank you, really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Oh. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Oh. And the music just makes it so much better. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Alright. 22nd of November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court, Judicature, Courtroom Number 2. Whisper. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. You don't have to apologize. Let the government scrutinize, that's their job, it's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation thunders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Wow. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? Secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you shut up, rookie boy. Actually, you should shut up, please. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuverings will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert, I'm just a student. And one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke. Exclamation marks around. Hey, that's what I said. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. Stop picking on the poor... You little brats! Stop picking on Ryunosuke. Thank you, Counsel. This court is in the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes. Your Excellency! Oh, man. Oh, wow, what a character. Oh, she's with the inspector. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Save it. Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea. We're still in court. Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Tatsushi. Not you! Tatsunoga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at Le Carnival. Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hasanaka, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke. Oh. But powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Come on, guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Come again? Yeah, dot here. And here. And of course here. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? Oh, is it like English? They're not understanding or something? Oh boy. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Newman University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor are you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Oh, Josh. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. Court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Translation. She says yes. Well, not for yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Oh, man. Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at seeing the crime, I don't think it was unfortunately. I really don't. Could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Well, of course she's gonna say it was us. Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say... Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. We know she's lying, obviously. Order in the court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Witness testimony time. A frightening and sorrowful sight. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at the Snow White Angel. Really? I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You're still making the same mistakes, Mianosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Yeah, I second that. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the price location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I had nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Let's see here. Pressing all the statements. Yes! After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue. Isn't that right? No! A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Oh yeah, I said this already, sorry. He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hada Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here, isn't that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled towards an island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. Oh! So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Renosuke? About the witness's last statement. Well, we'll have to say what we think next time. Obviously, there's a contradiction there. This is very curious. I wonder how long this part will be. Seems like it'll take a little bit, seeing as how everything she has to be translated. Anyway, this has been pretty fun. It's getting pretty interesting and chaotic. We'll have to see how we can corner her next time. Alright guys, hope you're all having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.